On the bottom line, we are coming your way live from our studios here at Rich in Accra. Now tonight, we're having very interesting discussions for the evening. Our first discussion will center on what we call the Money Summit. So, on Business Edge last Thursday, I announced to you a summit which is coming up called the Money Summit. Tonight, I'll be privileged to have two guests, one from EcoBank, one from BFT, to come and detail us about what the Money Summit is. After that, we'll have an interesting discussion again with the former minister for the Uti region. You know, Uti region is one of the regions that was carved out. Of course, not one from the Volta region. It's one of the many new regions, the 6 new regions that was formed under the NPP government. And Uti was carved out of the Volta region. We'll look at the dynamics so far, how their development has been so far, and we'll have an interview with Mr. Joshua Makubu, a disabled person who was able to pull through to become the regional minister for the Uti region. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Fire pomudi ni agubio Ghana fueni age efri say ya your local spices na ya frafra dia ya sankofa natural spice
me dey go me jollof mu ni me still ahodoma e ma ne dance
darling the barbecue dey go on
sankofa natural spices and one you use 100% natural.
Adofo mamunye huge mistake sankofa natural spices
The Ghana Celebrity Impact Awards, GCIA, is an annual award ceremony that recognizes and celebrates the outstanding contribution and impacts of Ghanaian individuals, corporate entities, and celebrities. It celebrates Ghanaian philanthropy, promotes social responsibility, empower youth and community development, and celebrate achievements in giving back to society, thereby fostering national pride and unity. Here are the nominees for the Most Impactful Ghanaian Award 2024. Ibrahim Mahama, Engineers and Planners. Patricia Poku Diaby, Plot Enterprise. Dr. Gifty Akushika Lamte, Sedalco Group. Dr. Osei Kwame Despite Group. Samuel Amo Tobin, Tobinco Group. Kevin Autry, Springfield Group. To vote for the Most Impactful Ghanaian 2024, go to www.GhanaCelebrityImpactAwards.com. For enquiries and table reservations, call 053-755-0058 or 053-753-5390. The Ghana Celebrity Impact Awards is brought to you by Visa King, GCIA, celebrating the spirit of giving back.
Right, you're welcome back from the break. So we are on full flight now, and I introduced to you earlier that there is a summit coming up, which is called the Money Summit. We were supposed to have had one of these interviews last week, Thursday. Let me apologize to you, but the summit is coming up tomorrow, and I would get straight into the discussions on that. And once we are done with that, we'll be able to do the interview with the former minister for the Uti region, Mr. Joshua Makubu. So I have, of course, our very good friend, Dr. Daniel Amate Enim. He's an economist. I told you a lawyer now as well.
Yes.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you.
So Doc is our usual friend, of course, with BFT. And then the MD of EDC, EcoBank Development Corporation. Okay, so EDC Investment Limited, Mr. Paul Kofi Mante, Thank you very much. Good evening. Thank you for joining us as well. So I'm just looking at the flyer. I'm sure for tonight we can just look at the summit which is coming up tomorrow. Primarily our focus tonight. And then maybe from the fallouts we can follow up next week and the following weeks and discuss whatever comes out of it. But let me start with you, Doc. What exactly is it about when you say Money Summit? And I see that you have a theme, optimizing investment and pensions management. What's exactly the focus?
Right, thank you. Basically, the Money Summit is a strategic platform created by the Business and Financial Times to discuss anything money. Okay, 2 years ago, we discussed issue about the Pan-African payment system. Thereafter, then you see, it was something which was there, but the euphoria was low. We pick it up. We even engaged our past head office in Egypt. They participated. Thereafter, you see the banks and the people, So it is a platform to create awareness about finance-related issues within the domestic economy. But this year, just like you rightly stated, we're looking at investment and also pensions management. Why investment? Our recent past. So
I was going to ask you about it. Is this based on the financial sector cleanup and the fact that lots of people, not empirically researched anyway, but have lost confidence in the financial system, in investing? Is it the reason for this?
Certainly so, because the idea is to create the awareness, okay, that in the midst of whatever happened, okay, which might have affected investment of individuals or group of individuals. It's very important that we conscientize people that the economy is, bouncing back. The macroeconomic fundamentals, they are not at the point where we anticipated, but there is a certain degree of recovery within the macroeconomic environment, okay? And you can also not say that because of what happened as a result of government policy, you will not invest. It's more fatal if you don't do that. So the idea for tomorrow's concert is to bring to the fore experts, participants, and then financial institutions to tell us alternative options. Where if I put my money there, I can go to bed and tomorrow it will be very safe. The banks has also learned from what happened, the so-called unquote the haircut mechanism. So they've developed portfolios, investment portfolio, alternative ones to support the cause. Okay, so principally that is that, and also to exploit other opportunities. That we have spoken to. We conducted a survey, a basic one, just like you said. We realized that yes, even though because of what happened, people still have confidence in the economy to a certain degree. Others are also resorting to other portfolios. You speak to people, they say they are considering real estate. We've spoken to some students, they are considering agric. So at the end of the day, that will even inform government that, look, this agric policy that you have, it is something that you need to take it serious. Because the young people are considering investing into agriculture, make a lot of money there, and then push it to the banks in a form of investment, okay? So basically, tomorrow's discussion, and also another leg of the discussion this year is that we're talking about pensions management.
Yes, okay, I see that as well.
And you don't just, I always tell people that the future is created in the present. We create the future in the present.
I'll come back to ask you that because I'm interested in that, how youth like myself of today will be interested in what happens after the next 20, 30, 40 years when we go on retirement. But Paul, you are an expert in this. And let me say here that maybe you have to, I don't know if I should commit you to it, that you would honor our invitations to come, to have discussions. We hear you, we listen to you, and I've seen you in my chair, but we need you here. We need you here. So maybe you are committed. Doc, you will agree to that. So. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. But let me go on.
And all out, because we believe that it's the way to go. It's the way forward.
Your mic is off. So you would have to start on that same point.
My apologies.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So on the back of the point Doc made earlier, when you said that you had lost confidence, and I keep hearing people making the same statement that have lost confidence. I'm not going to invest again. I'd rather chop my money. People say all kinds of things, but it's important to also put it in context. Put it in context from the angle of number one, what happened with DDP has never happened before.
Yes.
It's unfortunate, very unfortunate. It shouldn't have happened. Very unfortunate. And I mean, myself, I was affected. And I know people who are close to me who are also affected. So it's unfortunate, but it's also important to state that it's an outlier. It's something that happened once.
Once in a long time.
And it's important we don't define the rest of our lives based on what has happened. Because, yeah, DDP happened. It was an unfortunate event, but we are still growing. We'll still retire. I mean, I've asked this question over and over. Look, when you meet the average person who is on retirement, and ask them whether they have a decent retirement, 9 out of 10 will tell you no.
They don't.
So beside the regular pension, besides net, it's important we are deliberate about investment planning. And especially planning towards retirement. I just wanted to put it in context. One of my guys who used to be doing about 10,000 cedis every month in investment, when the DDP started the conversation, he decided to put a halt to his standing orders. 18 months afterwards, he came to me and told me that, look, I haven't done this for 18 months.
So if you had done the 10,000 for 18 months,
180,000.
180,000.
Yes, but
and he's lost
look,
that.
If you ask me where that 180,000 is, I cannot account for it. He had chopped the money.
So what's going to happen tomorrow? Because we are focusing on tomorrow, I want us to, is it going to be the restoration of confidence of the people in the system? For example, the example you are giving, that the system is not lost yet. We are not lost out on it yet. It's an outlier. Or we are going to have, as Doc says, alternatives that even if we have lost trust in the current investment systems or schemes we have in the country, these and these are ways you can go about saving yourself when you go on pension.
Yeah, thank you. So it's tomorrow is a combination of a number of things, including helping people get back the confidence, but not just the confidence. We also want to help people plan their future. You know, because DDP happened to government bonds. Treasury bills have been fine all this while. 91 days, 182 days, fixed deposit have been fine all these years. Equities have been fine. There is a number of options available. It's important we don't put everything into one basket and throw away the basket that something happened to government bonds, and for that matter, life has come to an end. Life must continue. We need to learn lessons out of that, definitely. So we don't make the mistakes we made in the past.
Right. Let me come to you now, Doc. If I am coming tomorrow, but first of all, Metro TV is part of you, your partners. But who else should come?
Tomorrow's event in person is strictly by invitation because of the capacity, you know. But we'll be streaming live, you know, on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. It's a matter of typing the Money Summit 2025. Or,
the Money Summit 2025.
Or BFT, you know, then you'll be connected live at the comfort of your home or wherever you find yourself. I even said even on the moon, if you happen to be on the moon, you can still enjoy it. But in person, it's strictly by invitation because of the norms. And, you know.
And obviously Metro TV will have it live.
No, Metro TV will be there live, and then thereafter also will give us some few feed that could further.
I will be here in the studio, very unfortunately, but we'll still have it live so that we can transmit when the speakers are on. I know Paul will be on.
Definitely, it's one of the keys.
Yes. I mean, if we don't have him, we'll have trouble. We'll have trouble not having him. And of course, once you are in there, I mean, we are confident enough. But who else, apart from Paul, apart from you, who else should we expect to see?
Unfortunately, because I'm the host, I'm not speaking tomorrow. You know, I must say.
But you will open it, or at least?
Of course, I'll be there to ensure that Paul is able to give us all his best. And then, but we'll have Joe Jackson, the CEO of Business Finance. He will be speaking with Paul. We also have Dr. Itua Henin, the banking consultant, you know, who will also be part of the panel. We have Nana Ama Thompson, is an investment analyst, who will also be part of that particular panel. To drive the discussion, But when we come to the second preliminary session, that is on pension, we'll have Mr. Austin Game, he will also be there. We have the former director of SEC, and he was also the convener for the pensioners bondholders, and we also have Kobinan Buahine of Stanbic Bank. He will also be speaking. So we are just like you have seen the flag. We have array of diversify expertise or people with a rich experience to be able to share perspective. Just like he's saying, he's in the heart of the financial sector, not only in the financial sector, but he does investment. So he's coming from the point of experience, and he's coming from a point of research, and he's coming from a point that he will be able to give us a certain level of knowledge to help us make an informed decision. Okay, so we're very particular about the speakers. Not people with just the research, but people with a practical experience, people who understand the dynamics in the market. Just like you rightly said, and I agree with it. Okay, it's a novel situation, in terms of the DPP. It's something that just immediately defied the investment principle that we have all learned. But thank God,
for years.
Very good, and I'm sure even if His Excellency Nanado should be in power, they will definitely learn from that. So my view, and I've indicated it over and over, is that the new government should learn from that particular dynamics.
In fact, we don't want to go.
Yeah, we don't want to go to that particular tangent. And I hope, and this time around, as analysts and the rest, we all said it passively, but this time around, we'll be very strong on any government decision that may affect the future of the citizens in terms of our, approach to critique and providing constructive, alternative solutions to government.
I remember the statement that came when we started going through all the problems and issues. But I see EcoBank, or is it EDC, on the program. I mean, heavily supporting. Is it because you are caring about your customers, or why? Or because it's BFT? You have to support. What exactly?
Because it's EcoBank and it's BFT and it's Money Summit. It's a combination of a number of things. Number one, from the perspective of thought leadership and brand positioning, EcoBank is a big bank. It's a Pan-African bank. We provide leadership. We lead in the banking sector. So anything that has to do with thought leadership, that has to do with the brand positioning, deepening the brand positioning we are interested in, and the Money Summit happens to be one of the important things that will help push the idea of thought leadership. So we are on board. We are also looking at promoting financial inclusion, and it's something me, what EcoBank, EDC, we're all over. So financial inclusion is important, and the Money Summit, people are going to be there in person, but we're also going to be available on several platforms to make it possible for people to join. Another reason why we are on board is customer education and engagement. Since the DDEP, we've done a number of client webinars, and this is also another opportunity to provide some education to our clients and to prospective clients. We're looking at driving growth in investment and the pensions products we have. Things slow down. The year 2022, 2023, things must bounce back, and the Money Summit provides a platform to do that. And we are here, Metro TV, big television station, in partnership with BFT, because we also believe in the strategic media exposure a conference like this brings to us. And maybe last but not the least, there is if you want to develop a country, you need a certain savings culture. When this afternoon we were looking at some relationship between developed countries, their pension book size, the investment culture, and realize that there is a direct relationship between savings culture, between investment, and the kind of pension books economists have when it comes to development. So in our support to national economic development, we believe that getting on board in this Money Summit would really help. If we are able to mobilize more from within, we are able to undertake major projects. There is no reason why when you pick a short distance like Accra to Kumasi, we've not been able to fix that. Pensions money should be able to easily
fix
take that
I agree.
And then the road is too.
I agree.
So you can do Kumasi in an hour and a half, 2 hours. And we're also looking at the opportunity to network and collaborate with the stakeholders who are going to be in this important Money Summit.
EcoBank, you say the Pan-African Bank. Let me give you the final words. Unfortunately, our time is up, but tomorrow we are there with you. We are going to go through, and I see let me see, apart from EcoBank is the main sponsor or the main partner.
Yes, the lead.
You have Senate, I see Stanbic, I see Fidelity, I see Regulus, World Vision, the bank Glyco, HR Certification Center, and then Truster or Truster.ai. Is that it? Maybe your final words. What should we, if anybody is watching from the house or part of you at the venue, where is it happening? But you say it's strictly
yes, at the Kempinski Hotel.
Kempinski, what time?
9 a.m. sharp.
9 a.m. sharp. So what finally should we take home if we come? I'm happy and interested because of the too much or many problems we have, that we have a lot of the percentage of the country as informal. Yeah. We are not in financial inclusion. We don't understand banking, putting our money in the bank, and the risks that come with it. So when you put these things together, I get happy about it. And so everybody watching, even for the lay person, what should we be taking out or be expecting?
Yeah, so it is an opportunity to learn, just like you rightly stated. I must admit with you, the kind of things that I do, I had opportunity of interacting with students. They can quote financial principles and mathematical calculation that comes with it. But when it comes to the real financial literacy, they don't have that kind of education. And we have people highly learned, just like Mr. Mate indicated, okay? And it appears that we are all not thinking about tomorrow, which is about planning for tomorrow in terms of pensions. So to me, it's a learning opportunity for all of us, and let's get connected and learn from this aspect. Let's start from their rich expertise so that at the end of the day, collectively, we'll have the future that will be meaningful for all of us, and then collectively, improve the economy of this country,
Paul, are you speaking first tomorrow? So I know what time to.
I'm on the program tomorrow.
Right. Thank you very much, gentlemen. So, Paul Kofi Mante is the MD. You all know him. The MD of EDC Investment Limited, Dr. Maybe I should add the lawyer. So, Dr. Lawyer or lawyer and doctor.
No, most like I tell people, when I want to use the lawyer, I'll drop the doctor.
Okay, so Dr. Daniel Amate and maybe Esquire.
Yes.
Again, economist with the BFT. Thank you very much for joining us.
Right.
We are with you tomorrow morning. Strictly by invitation, but you can join us online. Just go onto Facebook, YouTube, wherever, and type in BFT, or you can as well type in the Money Summit, and you'll find us online. Join, make sure that you learn. We'll all be learning, and we'll tune into it as well. Metro TV, maybe by the afternoon, if they are not done, we'll tune in and pick sounds and bites from what's happening there. That does it for the first segment of the show. Second segment is coming up with the former Minister of the Uti region, Mr. Joshua Makubu. Stay with us.
There was a time in Ghana when waste was everyone's problem and no one's responsibility. Do you remember when, as children, going to Bola was such a chore? When the guys who worked with waste are shunned in the community, we seem to have forgotten them days when waste management was not dignified. Then came a vision, bold, unshakable, one that believed sanitation was not just a service, but a symbol of dignity. A revolution quietly began. A transformation from one Obuafo tricycle to thousands of waste collection vehicles. From open dump site to adding value to waste. From a job no one wanted to one that feeds thousands of homes. From dump site to dignity.
Hi friend, where are we going today?
Just use your imagination.
Go, go, go!
My family is the only thing that matters to me right now.
This is the stuff that Nuri dreamed about.
These guys are the best.
GoTV's ready to take you from your hometown to roaring stadiums and even on international adventures. So let's go together, from home or on the go with GoTV Stream.
Sounds like a great idea.
Woohoo! GoTV. Love it.
The Ghana Celebrity Impact Awards, GCIA, is an annual award ceremony that recognizes and celebrates the outstanding contribution and impacts of Ghanaian individuals, corporate entities, and celebrities. It celebrates Ghanaian philanthropy, promotes social responsibility, empower youth and community development, and celebrate achievements in giving back to society, thereby fostering national pride and unity. Here are the nominees for the Impactful Celebrity of the Year 2024. Female category: Nana Mama Brown, Jackie Apia, Nadia Boari, Denta, Yvonne Nelson, Martha Ankoma, Juliet Ibrahim, Bella Mundi, Hamamat Muntia, Dinah Hamilton, Ohineyiri Gifty Auntie. To vote for the Impactful Celebrity of the Year 2024 female category, go to www.GhanaCelebrityImpactAwards.com. For enquiries and table reservations, call 053-755-0058 or 053-753-5390. The Ghana Celebrity Impact Awards is brought to you by Visa King, GCIA, celebrating the spirit of giving back.
Right, you're welcome back from the break. This is the bottom line, and as I stated to you early on, we are coming away live from our studios here at Region Accra. I told you that we are going to have a very interesting conversation. It's kind of a one-on-one, but we are particularly also focused on local governance, development of our regions. You remember that somewhere in the former government or the just ended government, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's government, there were issues about even election of assembly members, of DCs, of all of these local governance issues were rife in the government. Of course, the then opposition National Democratic Congress was also heavily involved, and now they are in power. What happened was that the president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, did one very significant thing: set up the new regions, and we had 6 new regions formed at the time. We had the Uti region, we had the Western North region, we had the Northeast region, capital Nalerigu, we had the Savannah region, capital Damongu, and so on and so forth. We had all of these set up. When we come to the Bono Ahafo regions too, it was split into 3, with the Bono East, Bono, and then the Ahafo region. That's Goso as the capital. And one of the very key regions which was set up and which had a minister is the Uti region. It had a minister, but its second minister, I think, we'll ask him, was a very notable person who understands the issues of local governance, and for lots of reasons, everybody was interested in the Volta region. We are privileged this evening to be hosting Honorable Joseph Makubu. I'm struggling to mention the other name, Mayenam. Did I get it right, Honorable? Mayenam. Honorable, good evening. Thank you very much for joining us. I hope you're doing well.
I'm doing great.
Very, very well. Yes. I remember I came to your region some time back, and you hosted us very, very well. I think I was in one of the delegations with the Youth Employment Agency.
Okay.
You hosted us. You had lots of ideas to share with us on how to develop the region and so on and so forth. So I'm happy to be hosting you tonight. Thank you very much for joining us. I hope you're doing well.
Yeah, by His grace, I'm doing very well.
Everything is fine?
Yes.
How has it been so far, opposition? This is business anyway. On this, we discuss business, no politics. But once you have come, you have come. Let me take the opportunity to...
so far, so good. Mm-hmm. Before Ghana can develop, political actors must have it at the back of their mind that whether you are with the ruling party or not with the ruling party, you still have to contribute your quota to the development of the country. You don't need to stay idle. You have to find something doing and make sure that you do positive things that will build this country. And that's what I've been doing.
But we have a problem in the country, the problem of government being the continuum, the issue of we started this is happening, and so people don't understand where you are coming from, whether you are MPP or NDC, the government or the governance of the country should go on. Do you think there is a way out? We'll have a headway someday?
Yeah, obviously we will have a headway someday. That has to do with the extent to which the general populace get involved in political activities. And I've always been saying that day in and day out, some of the expectations of the youth with which they come to support political party A or B are actually not being met. So that anxiety or that interest will be reducing. And when it is reducing, the national interest will what? Take over. And when that happens, it wouldn't matter which political party is in power. You just have to make sure that Ghana does not collapse, Ghana does not bend, and no matter who you are, whether a politician or not a politician, party A or B, you should be able to do something. That is the most important thing.
Well, that's exciting. That's exciting to know. But let me bring you back to the genesis of everything. I want to ask you, and let me announce, because of how you are seated, people don't know that you are maybe how we'll describe somebody with a disability.
Yes.
And I want to ask, how did you land the job of a regional minister? You are the first disabled person with disability to become a regional minister.
Yes, so
regional minister, not necessarily a minister, a regional minister, because you will have to travel across the length and breadth of the Oti region from Nkwanta to
Santokosi in the Guam.
I have driven through quite just a few times, but I see the distances that you need to go. Yeah. But how did it happen?
Basically, I have been part of the governance structure growing up in my father's house as a small palace boy in a small palace. My interest has always been how our leaders will have to govern us. Then I moved to stay with my uncle, who was a presiding member, then who later became a member of parliament and then a deputy minister. So I started from a government appointee to the Nkwanta South District Assembly those days. Then I became the presiding member. I went into a party contest in 2009 to have been a party chairman when I was in level 100. That was not successful. 2014, I went into contest as a regional assistant secretary for Volta region, and I was through. Then I went in again in 2018, and then I was through. 2019, Oti was carved out. Then I put up myself in a highly contested election to be elected a regional secretary. So I've been around, have paid my dues. If we need to work for the party, whether in government or in opposition, what I'm supposed to do, I do. And my disability has not at any point in time been an excuse.
It hasn't been a challenge for you?
No. It hasn't
not at all.
No. And I don't see why it should be a challenge. I can say that I can count myself as one of the first 3 individuals who have traveled most within the Oti region, both in opposition and in
Of course, as a regional minister, and again, as a regional secretary and a regional minister, you are vested with the powers to visit every health institutions, educational institutions, even social centers, chiefs, and everybody, and work with everybody. And that's how come I am surprised that you are able to do this and do it so well.
Yeah, as a minister, in every week, I pass through each of the constituencies in the region.
Every week?
Yes, there was no week I didn't travel the 7.
Every week?
Yes, the 9 constituencies in the region. It's not possible.
You are in Dambai.
Yes.
You are situated in Dambai.
Yes.
You need to cross the river.
Yes.
To Pandai.
Yeah.
And the other...
Yeah, so you cross the river to Krachin Chumbu.
Krachin, yes.
And then Krachin West, Krachin proper. That is the overbank. Then you come down this way. Biakuye is on the western part. You go through the eastern part, that is in Nkwanta South. Then Nkwanta North towards the northern region. Then
and you are telling me that?
Yeah.
So you were crossing the river every week?
Yes.
And moving to every district within the region?
Yes.
Or every district and municipal within the region?
Yes.
Every week?
Yes. There are times I had to even cross the river in a boat. Not necessarily.
Because there are times that the speedboat...
The ferry doesn't work.
The ferry, I got there at a point and the ferry wasn't
working.
working.
So most of the times, you let the car cross whilst you are still in office. Then maybe you close from office around 7:30, then 8 o'clock. Because the boat guys are our own boys. You arrange a boat, they take you across, and then you go.
You didn't bother getting on the boat?
No,
it's scary. I've seen it.
Yeah, it's scary.
Very scary.
But there was a
with
time...
the stamps. There are times the stamps were also coming out, and so you were not scared.
But you have to lead your people. There was a time the former Chief Justice Animebo was coming to Krachin Chumbu. I got up in the morning, then the ferry was
not working.
Yet I need to get there a meeting. So I had to use the boat to cross, picked a taxi from Overbank, and then went to...
and how did your cars come to meet you?
No, so
they
I
didn't come
got
at
to
all.
Bra and went to meet them. So when the ferry was okay, they came. When the time they came, we were just about
finishing the program.
Yes.
Will you describe your time as a regional minister a success?
Yes, to a large extent.
How and why?
Okay. A success in a sense that as a new region, a lot of projects had started, and then coming in from 2021, there was a need to see to it that these projects were completed. And if you look at the regional structures, that the regional health administration, regional agric administration, regional education administration, the federal roads department, the regional police command, the 5 courts that we commissioned in the region with a high court, a circuit court, and 3, magistrate courts. Then there was a need for us to fix the road from Jasikan to Dodepepesu under the Sino Hydro project, which we have to work around.
That became a very popular project.
Yes.
The Dodepepesu.
Yeah, road.
Right.
And then from Jasikan to Hohwe, that was also very terrible. We got it fixed. Then if you are using the western side through Pando, then you drain the Accra road. From Nkonya Urupon coming towards Pando was also...
I use that road too.
Yes.
I use that road through the
Pando. So it was challenging. It was a new region. The resources were not there, but you need to still get the expectation of your people met in one way or the other. Then the other aspect had to be security was a very challenging issue. You can remember OT is very cosmopolitan. The region has just been created. The various individuals, tribes, families will definitely want to properly take strategic positions, exert themselves in one way or the other. All these things, you have to be able to manage them in a way that even if you are not able to completely eliminate any crisis, they don't escalate. And these were the things that we tried to put together. Yeah, there's a lot more that has to be done, but I feel that at least we have set the tone, and I trust so much in the current regional minister, our chairman, Japon Kujo, that he will pick up from where we left over, and then OT will become...
But apart from roads, are there other projects that maybe comes off head you want to mention?
Oh, yes. OT region, through our collaboration with the then Minister for Local Government, benefited from the social cohesion project, the SOCO project. And this came in, not only did we get most of the youths as facilitators in the various communities where they were paid stipend every month, out of that we were able to get some health facilities like cheap compounds, maternity centers, and then also got some schools constructed across the, about 3 municipal assemblies, and then one of the district assemblies in the OT region in those days. And then, at least through the other, the Common Fund Administrator, we got some support to dig some boreholes. Some have been mechanized, some are yet to be mechanized to provide water for our people, which was also very challenging. And then the fact that we're a region on our own, people who wanted to further their education, steady live with me, and other things. We got a sizable number of our people also benefiting from that particular aspect. So both human resource and other things. And then if we come to the health sector, everybody can attest to the fact that the number of nurses we were having before OT region was created, and by the time we were leaving office, that number had more than doubled. The same way teachers, the numbers had increased. If we come to security, the number of police officers in various assemblies and at the regional level had also seen.
Did you get Agenda 111?
Yeah, we got Agenda 111. No, we at various stages of completion.
For all of the districts that you have?
No, at the time we needed one at Krachin Chumbru, that's Chendere. That is one there. There's one at Pasa, that's in Kwanta North. Then we have one at KJB Asato for the KJB district. Then we have one in Jasikan for the Jasikan district.
But do you think it was relevant? I mean, there is enough justification anyway. But let me still ask you. You mentioned the roads. You mentioned the SOCO projects. You mentioned human resource capacity building. You mentioned health sector. You mentioned education. And you've done lots of projects in all of these. And you're attributing technically to the fact that a new region was set up.
Yes.
And so I want to come back to the question again. It's been asked time and again. That was it very necessary or relevant or important for the president to have championed the agenda of setting up new regions?
Well, let me get this thing correct. I think it was the people who demanded, who requested for new regions, and as mandated, provided for in the Constitution, the president had to only set a committee of inquiry to go into it, and then we go through the referendum. The president didn't come to campaign. The indigents, led by Krachura, the former president of the Oti Regional House of Chiefs, led the campaign, and then we won. So the people asked for it. And I've always said that, look, there's nothing better that a Kufuor government could have done to the Oti region than creating a region for us. Those days, when it came to the year of rules, it was out of the year of rules that we were able to get the Jasikendo, the Pepesu road fixed. Just to look at how big Volta region was. We have places that, like Hohwe, that is bigger than all the towns in the Oti region. You go to Akachi, bigger than all the towns in the Oti region. And then even Pando, if you compare it to the towns in Oti, but if that region was not there, the year of rules, maybe if Volta region was getting 2 rules, there was a high possibility that both rules would have been done down south. And when it came to the Agenda 111 hospitals, excuse me to say, if we're lucky that they said every district without what they call a district hospital, but it was to be a certain number. It's also possible that we wouldn't have gotten at all, or we would have gotten very few. And then, like I was saying today, somebody who needed to travel from Pasa to Nkwanta to the Education Directorate would have to do that maybe in 2 or 3 days if we were still under Volta region. And you cannot use your motorbike. But today, because the regional directorate is in Jasike, you get that from Pasa and you can use your motorbike. Come and do whatever you want to do and go back. The health directorate is in Rara. If you are in Chendere, you just come cross the river, take a car.
But you guys championed the agenda of having some of these setups. Yes. Maybe let's have education office in this district. Let's have the regional health office in this one. Let's have this. Yes. And is it working for you?
Yeah, it is working because it's making everybody to at least have a taste of what the decentralization process we requested for.
Now, all of these institutions that we talk about, did they actually come and set up? I mean, apart from the very essential services ones, the regional education office, the regional health office, now you have offices like the Youth Employment Agency. They
we have
built.
Yes.
But the other ones, did they all come?
We have the regional,
NHIA, did they come?
We have the regional labor office. And then we have the NHIA that is located in KJB. Then we have the, what they call it?
Do you have Forestry Commission?
Forestry Commission is there.
Do they have their building up yet?
No, they've started, but it's not completed yet. So they have the regional directorate that is there. And the regional directors
have Gaming Commission, you have NLA, you have...
The National Lottery Authority had not moved in yet because we couldn't have gotten all these agencies moving in at the same time, especially looking at the economic challenge the country was going through at that time. But at least what I also remember was that we got a land for the DVLA. The team moved down there. They actually surveyed the land and got the documentation done. And then I'm sure by now they have started moving in, and our people would no longer have to come. So most of the agencies, the Fishery Commission also moved in, and our great directorate, as I indicated, they moved in. At least a lot of Maslock also had a regional directorate. They also moved in. The Ghana Enterprises Agency, their structure has been completed. The regional director was appointed, and then they also there.
What would you say is your most peculiar problem
as a
regional minister?
As a regional
minister, then we would come to the region currently.
Okay. Yeah, I think as a regional minister, what I've always been reflecting on was how to be able to handle the underprivileged areas, especially the teeming youth that were coming with that kind of high level of expectation, ready to work, ready to add to the development of this country. But the resources at our disposal was just very, very meager. I say that it was meager in a sense that if you look at the OT region, it's mostly agrarian. Unfortunately for us, the agriculture industry there is still the Gordonsburg type of agriculture where people go mainly to farm to feed their families. So people who wanted to go in...
You have a regional directorate of Agric?
Yeah, we have a regional directorate of Agric.
Are they paying attention to developing the area through Agric?
Oh, my regional director of Agric was doing very well because what I remember, he had done a demarcation of the various crops and where they can grow, the various lands that were available, that anybody that was interested. Yet the major thing there had to do with what? Capital. Getting somebody, an investor who pushing a lot of money, and then the labor is already there and set up what they call small businesses. For people. That has been a headache to me because you get up and then you meet more than 20, 30 youths in a day coming, and it's all about what? Job. And each blessed day you have people coming and people calling to be employed. And it's not possible to get everybody employed in the government sector, that's the public sector. The other alternative is we have the land, Agric, anything you put there. We can grow virtually every crop in the OT region, but the capital to set people up became a problem.
You sound like there is funding problem, money problem,
yes.
Maybe budgetary allocations. Is it that you don't get the monies in the region or local government? I mean, you are an expert in the area currently.
Yeah.
What is the problem? How do we go about it?
I think because the place was not marketed enough, people that have the financial muscle, the private individuals, didn't get the region didn't get the attention of people who have money and would have moved in. So when we came in, I think we had a regional forum, the 10 for regional ministers, and that was what we actually hammered on. And then some one or two individuals got in touch with me, requested for land. I directed them to some chiefs that were ready to give them land. And I felt that when such people move, this you can't do with the government funding. We need a private sector to come in there, and then they can get the labor, engage most of the youth, and get them do productive business for themselves.
And when people are posted there, they don't want to come. Is it because there are not enough funds to do their operational activities, or is it because the region is not marketed well, as you say? Or what's happening there?
I think it is. We people in OT region, and OT region was created, we didn't get the opportunity to tell our story. Look, I come to Accra and you are talking to some people and they are like, hey, going to OT region, they said the road is bad. But I've been telling people
No, the road is not bad at all. The road is not bad. Going to OT region from here.
Yes. If you are traveling out of Accra to Cape Coast, that's Central region, out of Accra to, what do you call it, Kumasi, Asante region, and Eastern region, the best road is from Accra to the OT region.
Yes, I agree.
But people still think that...
I think the only problem that you'd face is from here to maybe Esojaman. Now, it's been a while I went
Which is Eastern region.
Which is Eastern region. So between here and Esojaman,